As the Rambam writes in Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah, the Rambam writes, how does a person come to love Hashem? Love. Who doesn't want love? Who doesn't want to connect and have love? Who doesn't want to feel love? I wish I loved Hashem more. I wish I felt Hashem's love for me more. Who doesn't want that? So how do you get to that? And the Rambam is known, Maimonides is known to be more from the philosophical, from the intellectual side. And what does the Rambam say? The Rambam says to be mispoinin, b'maisav ubruav nefloim agedolim v'yira mehen chachmasai. When you see the wisdom, when you see the chachma, when you see the wisdom of the world, when you see the wisdom of a tree, when you see the wisdom of life, and you see the beauty of the clouds, you see the beauty of just how things work. When a person learns and understands the intricacies of your brain and you think about it and you think and you think. As the Medrash says, it's like an incredible Medrash. In the Parsha it says that Ra Bira Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Mashal Echad Shayover Mimakom Lamakom. A person was passing from one place to another place, and he saw a palace that was set ablaze. It was on fire. And Amar Toimer Shabira Hazu B'loi Manig. He said to himself, can it be that this palace is without a supervisor? Could it be? Could it be that all the pain that I went through as a child, could it be that all my issues, quote unquote, that I have, could it be that all of my shortcomings, could it be all of my talents, could it be just stam? Or maybe there's a chachma, there's a wisdom to my life. There's something very deep. As Reb Shraga Feivel Mendelovich says, the Gemara says, Ein tzur kelekeinu. There's no rock like God. Al tikri, the Gemara says, Al tikri tzur. Don't call God a rock. El atzayar. He's an artist. And Reb Shraga Feivel Mendelovich, one of the great tzaddikim of the last generation, said, what's the difference between someone who can draw and someone who's an artist? Someone who could just draw a little bit and someone who's an artist. So he says the guy who can draw regular, what does he do? As he's drawing the picture, it's very clear what he's drawing. He's making a circle, there's the head, he's making a line, that's the body, a stick figure, very simple. I'm making a sun, circle with those lines all around it. The artist, what does the artist do? You walk in, and the artist, if anyone's ever seen an artist, you go ahead, draw a painting while he's drawing. Who is that? Akiva, you're an artist.
Big time. Yeah, big time.
The first one, okay. He's a humble artist.
Yes.
So good. So here we go. If you watch, I remember when I was a kid, I must have been 9, 10 years old. I remember the first time we went away up to the Poconos, and we were at this place, and Motzei Shabbos, there was a whole event, and they had different venues, and there was a guy drawing. He would say, spent, I don't know how much money, it was probably much cheaper than nowadays, or whatever, the value was less, not value, the dollar. And I remember watching him, and I was like, what? I was like turning around, I'm like, what is that? He like put a blotch over here, and he put a blotch over there, and he's going like this, and going like that, doing all these weird stuff. Like, what's he doing? And then at the end, he's... And then you have this gorgeous, gorgeous picture. So said Reb Shraga Feivel Mendelovich, Ein tzayar kelekeinu. Yes, you have blotches. Yes, Hashem goes like this to you, and he goes like that to you, and you're like, what is that? What is that? What is that? But when a person thinks and contemplates that there's a chachma, there's wisdom, there's science to understand the intricacies. What happens, our love comes from our emotion. We want emotion. We're craving emotion, which is beautiful. and you're going to get emotion. The beginning of that is Avraham Avinu is to chokhmah, koyach ma, to be curious. To be curious, maybe, only maybe. And I say maybe with sensitivity, and I say it with honesty as well. Maybe your understanding of God is boxed in. Maybe your understanding of God is very, very, very primitive. And it's not with chachma. Maybe let me say it like that, I feel better saying that. Maybe my understanding of God, my understanding of the Torah, my understanding of the world, Hashem's world, is very, very primitive and very subjective, as opposed to me being curious and thinking maybe there's something much deeper within my story, within my life, within my mission, with my neshama. That's Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu, we, each and every one of you sitting here, myself, all of us, have see if you wait up, we'll talk in a second. Listen to this Rashi. It's one of my favorite Rashis in everything. Rashi says, based on the pasuk, that Hashem took Avram outside. It's so emotional. Avram didn't have children. And he took him outside. And he said, look at the stars. Listen to this. This is incredible. Habed na shamayma. He says, look at the stars. Your children are going to be like this. Avram's like, what does that mean? Vayetze oisay achutza. Rashi says, his second pshat in the Medrash, Amar lo yitzei me'atztagninu shalcha. You saw b'mazalai she'eincha asid lahamid ben. You think you're never going to have children. You think you're never going to be who you want to be. Be curious. Look outside. Go outside. Go outside. Be more creative in your understanding of things. Don't be so limited in your understanding of God, in your understanding of yourself. Hashem has a greater imagination for you than maybe you have. Hashem has more in store for you of who you can become.